All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen. So first period finished, unit 2, like super quick. So I'm going to finish unit 1 and try to get through as much as 2 as quick, right? That way you want your notes in order. Can we agree? So let's do that. I just want you to see, and hopefully you would agree, that review is nice, right?
It's all right.
I think it's
better
nice.
than a typical week.
Yeah, I think it's nice.
But it's
I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, though, you need to be working on your review packets. Like, you would be an idiot to just be, like, casually hanging out, not working on your review packet. As I said yesterday, there's only 3 of them. So as soon as you finish this one, it feels less weird. You have 2 of them. And then you have 1. And then there's literally nothing else. There's literally nothing else.
Like a giant review, like those are our reviews?
Yeah. What do you think we're doing?
Well, no, you know how like we had a giant review for the semester? I just assumed that we were going to do another for the rest of the day.
You are. I've just broken up into 3 sections and spread it out over 6 weeks.
Bless you.
Isn't that nice of me? So, soon as you finish these review packets, you're done. There's nothing else. There's literally nothing else. That's the end of my shelves. That's literally it. I have finished copying for AP World. I'm done. That's it. As soon as we cross that stuff off, it's over. There's nothing else.
So what are we doing for 3 weeks?
What?
We have 9 weeks.
Well, you have writing weeks in between.
Well, I know, but they won't be up. That makes sense.
Exam.
Yeah, we have 9 weeks in the I'm so confused.
Guys, I literally can't. I am like spoon feeding you this information. I am trying, and there's also a scope and sequence. So look at the damn thing. It's 6 weeks total. 3 is content, 3 is writing, and it ends in exam week. Are we good?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Roth, where did I leave off, girl?
Americas, they created.
Yes! Okay, cool. We're at the cool stuff. I like this stuff. All right, the Americas. The Aztecs are the biggest ones. T-City is built on a lake or a swamp, okay? In the center of it is their temple, okay? And that temple is where they do all the bloodletting. Are they polytheistic or monotheistic? Poly. Pretty much everyone is polytheistic except for your Christians and your Muslims. Okay, so they're polytheistic. They're in T-City. They do bloodletting. They have chinapas, which are floating aspects. Okay, Incans. You're Incans. They're located in what modern-day country, Rylan? Peru. And what's the geographic specialty of Peru? What's unique about it? The Andes, oh, fancy pants. Andes Mountains are mountains, so they're up in there. What is the big unique factor that the Incans are super famous for, Zoe? What do they build lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of? Yeah, they built tons and tons of roads. Okay, it's called Carpe Non. Carpe Non is their road system. What gets the Incans captured by the Spanish, Lucy? How do the Spanish find them? Yeah, they find the roads. They just start walking the roads. They're walking through the jungle and they're like, oh shit, this is nice. And they start walking. Okay. Carpe Non, they're also known for the Mita system. What is the Mita system, Sailor?
It's a system of like a mandatory public service.
Okay. Yes, it is. That is a beautiful answer. It is a mandatory public service program. It's a labor system. Instead of paying taxes in food, like pretty much everywhere else in the world, you have to pay it off by labor. Why do they need labor more than anything? Micah? No. Why? Roth? There is no beast of burden. What is a beast of burden? Who can give me an example? Tejas. Horses. Maggie. Okay, camels is a terrible answer. And we got into a huge debate last period about this. Honestly, it was distracting. Camels are not great workers. But why? Yes, they do carry stuff. But why are camels so heavily relied on? What is the only good thing about camels, Wade? Because why? But well, how does that benefit? It's not like we can drink the water.
When there's places that don't have water on long travels.
Yeah.
But
So simplify it.
If you're not in a
They don't need much water. They don't need much water. That's why camels are useful. Are they useful because they're great workers? No, they're super cranky animals. Super cranky. They're like aggressively mean, and I kind of love them. And it's my goal.
Does it make you think of them? Like, does you think of yourself when you say camel?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I spit on people. I wouldn't spit on people,
Oh
but
my God,
I get
no,
it.
that's not
Like
what
I
was
get it.
thinking.
If you annoy them, they'll spit on you. They'll bite you.
You bite?
I don't bite, no, but I feel the need. If I had no other way, I would. Camels! They're not very good workers. They're only reliable because they don't need that much water. That's the only reason why they're used. Oxen are the big ones that the European, indigenous here in America are like super excited about. Oxen and horses are the two big ones. Now, when we're talking about the similarities and difference between the Incans and the Aztecs, okay, it is really important that you both know that they're both tributary, which means they have strong militaries because you have to conquer territory and demand payment. All of the payments for both of them are what? Chase? They don't pay taxes. What is the tribute that both societies require? Labor. Yeah, they require people because they have no what, Chase? They have no beast of burden. They're both animalistic religions, polytheistic, of course. The biggest difference is that the Aztecs are more sophisticated because why? Bella? They do have a writing system, yes, but they're more sophisticated because they have more access to food. They have better arable land because they're not in the mountains, people. They're on flat land, which is easier to farm. Shocking, I know. Okay? So they have more food, so they have more resources, they have a larger population. They're also trading to the north. All of these empires are trading with each other. The Incas are trading with the Aztecs, and the Aztecs are trading with the people in North America. Roth?
They like only eat corn though.
Yes, well, that's what we're going to talk about. So big things you need to know about the Americas. Write it down. Okay, they're only doing intra-regional trade. What is intra-regional trade, Penelope? Yeah, and why are they only doing intra-regional trade? There you go, because who hasn't arrived yet? Because what year are they coming, Penelope? There, 14 what? Did you say 1419? Okay, good. Whew. Got so nervous. How many times I got to sing you the damn song? Okay, so they are only doing intra-regional trade. They are not doing inter-regional trade or between regions, not until 1492. You need to know that they have no beast of burdens. Cannot reiterate that enough. You need to know they don't really have writing systems for history. They only have writing systems for religion and science. You need to know that their major food source is corn. And what is the problem with corn, Reese? There's like no nutrients. Our bodies can't break it down. So everyone's eating it, but when famines come or white people show up with diseases they've never seen before, it's going to wipe them out because they don't have a ton of nutrients and obviously exposure. All right, perfect. They're all pretty decentralized. Perfect. Here we go. Let's talk Africa is where we're going. We're still in Unit 1. Africa. You need to know, pre-Islam, they're animalistic and polytheistic. The most important group of people pre-empires is the Bantu. They are the heartbeat of their culture and language and metallurgy, or the spreading of metal knowledge. The Bantu are the heartbeat of culture and language of Africa. What do you got? Sure. I'm leaving you behind though. Okay, you need to know there is not the land in Africa is not agrable, which means what, Ford? Yeah, they can't grow lots of crops, which means they have a big population or a small population. Small population. So you don't see empires until Unit 2, when in every other region you see empires in 1. Okay. Islam is going to show up via what trade route, Rickert? Trans-Saharan. And Trans-Saharan trade comes about because of what item, Maggie? What new technology? I love them. And you think they're a beast of burden. Camels. Okay, they come across. So Islam comes because of Trans-Saharan trade and the use of camels to cross. Okay. Okay, major, along the Trans-Saharan trade, you need to know that there are 3 empires that pop up because of Trans-Saharan trade. The only reason empires come to Africa is because of trade. So we have the Trans-Saharan trade route, and then we also have the Somali city-states, yes? Trans-Saharan trade is going to facilitate Ghana, Songhay, and Malay. Which one's the most important one? Malay. Then you, of course, have the Swahili, which is on what body of water? Indian Ocean Basin, which will facilitate off that. Okay, you need to know that all of your African civilizations are going to be tributaries. So they're going to conquer regional people and take that money. Unit 1 is all about tributary. Everyone is tributary. Okay, so when we're talking about the Swahili city-states, they're non-Islamic. On your Swahili city-states, they're not all Islamic, but do they hate Islamic people? No, they just don't pick a religion. While the Trans-Saharan, they pick a religion in order to attract more people. Keep that in mind. All right. Ethiopia has Aksum. Okay, Aksum is super unique because it's the only place that'll pick up what in Africa by choice. Ella. Christianity. It wants Christianity. It has Christianity. It's the only place outside of Europe that will adopt it. So it makes it super unique, and AP likes that stuff. All right. Western Europe. Here we go. How much is going on in Western Europe? We are post-Roman Empire, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're picking up. And we will call this time period the Middle Ages. What do you got? Picks it up until we have Europeans forcing it on people.
Okay, it's like I know that other places picked it up after.
Well, that's all colonization, and that's because they would get further by picking it up. Okay. All right, so Western Europe. We are in Middle Ages. We're going to talk about decentralized. Everything is decentralized at this point. The only religion, there's 2 religions in Europe. Southern Spain is Islamic because the Al-Andalus, while the rest of Europe is all Christian. This is where Christianity has its only foothold anywhere in the world until the Europeans start pushing it on everyone else. Okay, you need to know the Western Europe is going to be transformed because of the Crusades, which are going to happen in the 1100s. That's when that starts. Okay, they're going to reconquer the Holy Land. There's a total of 14 of them. Really, 4 of them matter. They win the first, lose the rest. Okay, they win the first Crusades, but lose the rest. Okay, you need to know the Catholic Church controls social, political, and economic everything. Until what major revolution that's coming in for? Roth. There you go. Okay, you need to know that we have a thing called feudalism happening in Western Europe. Feudalism is a decentralized government, and it was created because who was causing all the damn problems? Sailor. Vikings. The Vikings are coming in, stealing shit, and killing everyone and leaving. So people were scared and wanted protection. Feudalism is based on rights and obligation. You have the right to protection, but the obligation to work. Okay, it's all based on rights and obligations. The economic system of feudalism is manorialism. Okay, that you owed like 85% of all of your crops to your lord, and you got to keep about 15%. 10% would be enough to feed you. 5% you'd sell off. That's how the entire economy worked. Okay, peasants are free people. Serfs. What is the difference between a serf and a slave? What's the difference, Cyrus?
Serfs can't leave the property of the lord.
Okay.
And peasants can.
I asked between a serf and a slave.
Oh.
Sort of, but what is that freedom? Help them out.
It's like coerced labor, so signing a contract.
Okay, but explain the difference between. There's a feudal contract, okay, but what is the difference between a serf and a slave?
Well, slaves are like more forced to it, and serfs like they get protection out of it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of exchange. Bella?
Serfs have like they can do things, but they have to have like the approval of the lord, whereas like enslaved people are owned by the lord.
Serfs have their own social lives and their own personal lives. The Lord has no domain over who they marry, what they do, and all those components. A slave has no control over any aspect of their lives. Okay? All right. Okay. So, of course, we have in your feudalism, you have your king, your nobles, your knights, and your peasants, and all that stuff. Yes? Okay? Perfect. All right. It is all going to come burning down because of the Black Plague. Okay? It ends because of the Black Plague because all of the serfs want to get paid. And feudalism is based on rights and obligations and being protected, and they weren't being protected from the plague, so they said, nah, bro, we're not going to farm. Perfect. All right. Unit 2, skip a space, center it. Here we go. Mongols! Aren't we glad to be back with old friends? Mongols! Okay, first of all, you need to go Genghis Khan. He is. What is his big claim to fame? He had the what? What is he super famous for? Oh my gosh, Sailor's the only person who knows. What is it, Andreas? No, Sailor.
The largest empire.
Largest empire in the history of the world. He conquers more land than any other human in the world. And that's pretty cool, right, Will, who's sitting there after he left my class to text on his phone? Okay, so he is going to conquer 1/3 of the world, and that's insanity. You need to know the Mongols are known because every man is on a horse. They're on a cavalry. They also use short bows, and they're also going to pioneer siege weapons. Siege weapons is when you come onto a city that has closed itself off, and you just, like, terrorize them. Okay? My favorite way they did it was by throwing people who died by the plague, launching the dead bodies into the city, and then that would start a plague. Yeah, of course. It's cool. So siege weapons. I mean, they would start burning it and poisoning the wells and stuff like that. I mean, it's wild. It's any... Have you ever seen a movie about a castle and they're trying to get into the castle? Siege weapons. It technically is, yeah. I mean, they've been trying to do this. It's the idea of sealing yourself off and going. All right. You need to know a couple major vocab terms you have to know about the Mongols. And the Mongols will be on your exam somewhere because everyone loves them. Pax Mongolia, which is Mongol peace. After they control the Silk Road, trade around the world booms, economy booms. So things are good. You need to know that they are religiously tolerant. Why are Mongols religiously tolerant, Cyrus? Yeah. Yeah. They don't have a religion, so they don't care. But they do prefer Islam because they're most exposed to it. You do need to know canvassari as another vocab term. What's a canvassari, Nina? Yeah, and your camels can be switched out, your horses. Maggie's very passionate about camels. She just shook her head very enthusiastically. We've got to take care of the camels, guys. Okay? Canvassaries you need to know. You need to know it's all, they control the entirety of the Silk Road. It's all under one tariff. They have policing along the Silk Road to ensure safety. You should know the vocab term banknote. Nope. Flying cash, that's it. Flying cash, you should know. You should also know that they are going to have, where is my stupid slide where I have it? It's gone now. It doesn't exist. Anyway, you should know flying cash. You should know paper currency, also known as bank of, nope, shit. There's another term for it, but it's fine. Okay, all of those things are going to be expedited. You need to know that the Mongols are going to facilitate the spread of gunpowder. And what else? Plague! Black Plague is facilitated because of the Mongols. Okay, there are 4 territories the Mongols control. You need to know 3 of them. The 4th one is the Mongol homeland. First one is your Persian Ichanate. Or Il-Ichanate, either or. Persian Ichanate or Il-Ichanate. Where is that located, Tejas? Huh? What region? Middle East. It's located in the Middle East. Your Persian Ichanate or your Il-Ichanate. It's located in the Middle East. This is their favorite. They like it so much, they do what, Evan? Hi. They do what?
They take like all the Persians and put them in charge of China because they hate the Chinese.
Yes, they are going to take out all of the Persian bureaucrats and bring them to China because they hate the Chinese. Why do they hate the Chinese? Why, Ella? Yeah, and the Chinese are just like rude to them, and they're dismissive, and they've been really crappy to them. So when the Mongols come into power, they literally reject them. Mongols cannot have a place in the government. Chinese cannot have a place in the government. They have no ability to interfere at all. They cannot speak the Mongolian language, can't marry, none of it. Okay. Persia, you need to know, here they really do push Islam in the Middle East because they really do like it. It's the only place that they do have a preference for religion, and it's in Persia because they really like it. Why do the Mongols like Islam so much? Why do they like it so much, Rylan?
Because they're the most exposed to it.
Yeah.
The Arabic trade.
Yeah, because of all the trade. Remember, the Mongols are in the backbone. All right. Obviously, a tribute system. You need to know there are a tribute system in Persia. The next place we're going to is the Golden Horde. The Golden Horde is the nickname for what, Christian? Yeah, it's Russia. Okay, what is a unique claim to fame the Golden Horde has in Mongol history, Caitlin? It's been held It's held the longest by the Mongols. You need to know that it is also a tribute system. Okay? And they have it's held the longest. That's all you need to know. Yuan Dynasty. Where's the Yuan Dynasty, Lucy? China. And who is the most famous ruler? Oh my goodness, he's so cool. We've talked about him like 1,000 times. Haley, help her out. Kublai Khan. And who is the famous visitor that came to hang out with Kublai Khan? There's a stupid game.
Oh, is it Marco Polo?
Yeah, Marco Polo is his famous visitor. Make sure you know that. We're going to come back to travelers here in a second. Okay, it is under direct rule. Why is it under direct rule? Everything else has been tributary. Why is it direct rule? Okay, fine. Yes, their pettiness is extreme, people, okay? Please know that. But it's not just their pettiness. Why are they holding it, Will? Yes, it's the center of the world. So what is happening there, Will? And money. Tons and tons of money. Would you let a ton of money go under the watch of someone else? Hell no. Okay. Kublai Khan is going to attempt to conquer what place twice, Micah? I'm going there this summer and I'm super excited. Japan! He tries conquering them twice and it fails twice. Because the Mongols are what type of people? They're horse people. Horse people does not transition to sailing very well. But there is also another natural disaster that occurred. And what is that, Emily? Tsunamis are going to wipe them out. How many tsunamis, Emily? 2, which is like crazy. What is the term for the tsunamis they use? We're more familiar with it from World War II when they specifically crashed their planes when they ran out of ammunition. What is that called, Rickard? Kamikaze translates to divine wind. So you'll see kamikaze twice, once for the Yuan Dynasty, once for, and again for World War II. Okay. What's up, Emily? because the wind crashed their planes perfectly into targets. I don't know. That's what they're used it for. I don't know. Protection from invasion, I guess. They saw the Americans as an invader as well, just like they saw the Mongols. I don't know. I think that's a pretty good answer, actually. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with that. Haley. Wait, what?
Another name for tsunamis, isn't it? Like monsoon.
No, monsoon winds are in the Indian Ocean basin. We're in the South China Sea at this point. All right. You need to know that the Yuan are going to collapse because of the White Lotus Society, and they have a coup. What is a coup, Christian? Yes. However, you do need to know the Yuan dynasty has been severely weakened by what, Bo? It starts in China. Black Plague is going to weaken Yuan power. So because of that Black Plague, it is going to weaken them, which allows the White Lotus Society to come in. Okay, so far it's gone Song, Yuan, and who's coming up next? Ming. So write a little blurb. I want you to know a little bit about the Ming. The Ming are going to come into power after the Yuan dynasty. The Ming are famous for focusing almost entirely on their what, Ford? Culture. They're trying to bring back their culture. So they're constantly looking backwards. Write it down. They are looking backwards instead of looking forward. And that is going to slow down economic growth for China. Is China going to be the epicenter of technology? No, it will never again be the epicenter of technology. It is going to be playing catch up because of the Ming. What are some of the things that the Ming are bringing back? Giselle. Yes, they're bringing back civil service exams, so they're bringing back, what else, Roth?
Oh, I was going to say foot
We're going from something cool to something, incredibly chauvinistic and, trapping women in homes. So, way to go, Roth. All right, what else you got, Haley? Confucianism is coming back, absolutely. Okay, with Confucianism, we obviously have the civil service exam. With that, brings back the imperial bureaucracy. What do you got, Cyrus? Filial piety is obviously back. It was kind of consistent because the Mongols benefited from that. But yeah, absolutely, that comes back as a core custom. What do you got, Ella? They kind of just hate Chinese people and Chinese culture, and they tried to stamp out as much as they possibly could. It still continues to exist, right? If China took over us today, would we immediately say, oh, well, we're now Chinese? Would we forfeit everything? No, but a lot of it would be stamped down. What do you got?
Was there a larger economic influence in China?
Yes and no. We still have a ton of Islamic people in China who are obviously in these concentration camps in present-day China today. So yes, they existed because of the Mongols and trade coming in, but it's not only because of the Mongols, because obviously trade will continue. If you were writing an essay, you could easily make that argument and prove it, and you'd get the point. But to say singularly, that is the reason, would never work. Yeah, you could do that. What do you got, Emily? Oh, because men. Men, they're Mongols. They're incredibly chauvinistic themselves. Remember, most people in China are related to Genghis Khan because he raped so many people. The complete lack of respect. So the idea of idolization of men facilitated this Mongolian native. So they allowed it to occur because it benefited them, right? All right, here we go. When we talk about the Mongols, you do need to know it ends because of the Black Death, which we've already covered. And we're good to go. Did you enjoy them? Mm-hmm. And now they're gone.
I missed them.
Black Plague. Black Plague is what puts a final straw in them, except in Russia, that it continues until the 1600s, which is insanity. Because Europe gets rid of feudalism and all of these structures in 1100, and the Russians just keep on going for another 300 years. Silk Road, here we go. The Silk Road is going to be much more effective because who controlled it, Maggie? What people controlled the whole thing? We just talked about them, Maggie. It's not a joke. Mongols. So because of the Mongols' control, it is going to strengthen the Silk Road, which is going to increase trade, which is then going to increase demand worldwide for more goods. So when people want more goods, people buy more goods, which increase trade again, and it continues this cycle. All right. When we talk about the Silk Road, what are the major goods traveling on it, Rickert?
Spices, silk, porcelain.
Spices, silk, porcelain. Most of those are coming from what destination? China. We'll also have a little bit of India. You need to know the Silk Road. Is it one road? No, it is multiple roads. It's a concept. It is not a specific road. It also has water access, so make sure you know that. Now, some of the big issues when we were talking about the Silk Road, we're also talking about water. You need to know that the magnetic compass is a big deal. The magnetic compass allows us to do what for the first time? And don't tell me find north. Someone told me that last period. Yes, we know the compass finds north. But what does it allow us to do, Micah, for the first time? Cool, like what? What can we do, navigate now for the first time? Help them out, Rylan.
You can like go further out into the ocean.
Yes, you're going to ocean. You are crossing oceans for the first time. Specifically, what ocean are we crossing in Unit 2, Sailor? Indian Ocean. We're crossing the Indian Ocean because we don't get to Atlantic Ocean until 4. Okay, so before we had the magnetic compass, you had to sail around the coastline so you could keep markers on the coast. Now you can go open water. You need to know caravans. What is a caravan, Reese?
Like groups that like travel together and stuff.
And why would they do that? There's 2 reasons why caravans are important.
To like improve, like to facilitate like their like markets, like
That's the end goal. Why do people travel in caravans?
safety.
Safety is number 1. Okay, do you want to be alone in the middle of the desert, the Gobi Desert? No, I'd want at least a friend, right? Okay, so traveling with people. What's the other major reason? It's more efficient because you can pile more
People and goods.
people and goods on, mostly goods, because if you have a bunch of people, then you have less goods you can carry. It's all about carrying as many goods, and it's tying a bunch of animals together. And what animals is it, Maggie? Camels and horses, yes, horses. Camels and horses are your 2 biggest ones. What is the name of the harness put on our camels that allow up to 600 pounds? Cyrus. You're so proud of yourself, so I'm sad to say, no, it's more specific, my love. What specific? It's a saddle, but saddles have been around since people got on a horse. Roth? The Somali saddle, that is the different one. It is going to start on what trade route, Roth? Where is the Somali horn? It is in Somalia. And what continent is Somalia on? Trans-Saharan trade route is where it starts. It is so effective that it is going to traverse and end up going onto the Silk Road. So that tells us, are these traders talking to each other on different trade routes? Yes. Okay. Chinese rudder and the juke, these allow for shallow ports to be accessed for the first time. Okay, so beforehand you could only use the big ports. Now we're using shallower ports, which means more ports, more access, more goods. All right. Major cities, Kashgar and Samarkand are the 2 major ones on the Silk Road. Samarkand is the capital city of what important empire, Tejas? The Mongols, yeah. This is their hometown. This is their capital city. Make sure that you're aware of that. Perfect. What do you got?
Samarkand is the capital of what?
Of the Mongols.
Okay.
It's in the middle of Asia. Okay. Flying cash is the one I couldn't come up with, and banking houses and bills of exchange. Those are the 3 major technologies that start in what place? Where are all these technologies being curated in? Tejas. China. But because of the Mongols, it's now going to be found everywhere. It's going to slowly reach what continent? Europe is going to be the last one to get in on this. Okay. All right. Ocean, Indian Ocean Basin. Here we go. Okay. So your Indian Ocean Basin, ladies and gentlemen, we have new technology. The first one is monsoon winds. What are monsoon winds, Penelope?
The winds that east to west and it's predicted by tropical cyclones.
Okay, and what's there's an S word that you have to know about monsoon winds. They're what? Oh no, the S sound was lovely. I thought you had it. What do you got, Ott? They're seasonal, which means what, Ott? They change direction. So once you figure it out, half the year they're blowing one way, half the year they're blowing the other way, which is easier. And then we get that thing called Latin sails or triangular sails. How does that change the game, Christian? Yes, they can cut the wind. So even if the wind is blowing east to west with the Latin sail, you can sail west to east, the opposite. I don't know what I said the first time. So with the Latin sail, you can sail the opposite way, and it allows us to cut the wind. Stern rudders, okay, these are sturdier, can sail open ocean, because remember in the Indian Ocean Basin, this is where we're using our open sails with our compass, and also an astrolabe. What is an astrolabe, Zoe?
It's like the way they navigate this.
Yes, it's a navigation tool. And how does it work, Zoe? Yes. Oh my God, yes. It uses the stars. And it allows us to navigate the open oceans. This tool specifically will allow us future access to what? What future body of water is going to be traversed using the stars, guys? Nina? The Atlantic Ocean. Of course, the compass is important, but it's the astrolabe that allows us this access. All right. Okay. India is known for its cotton. Remember, it's in the Indian Ocean Basin. It's the major point inside the Indian Ocean Basin. It's cotton, leather, stonework. Okay. The major city is Calcutta. In Malaysia is your next one. Malaysia is all spice islands.
Did you know this one?
No. Did you see I didn't stop doing a single thing that I was doing?
You ate.
Christian anxiety.
I what?
You ate. You did really good.
But I would have done the same thing whether he was here or not.
I know, but like you weren't unfazed or anything. It was good.
Well, yeah, because I'm doing my job.
I'm just telling you. Just say thank you.
Nice. Okay, Malaysia is your spice island. Okay, Swahili City states. Where are they? What continent are they on, Rylan?
They're in Africa.
Okay, what coast? East Coast, because they're on what body of water? There you go. So your Swahili City states. They are known for their pottery, their ivory, gold, and slaves. Okay, so your Swahili City states. And then you have China is, of course, your silk and porcelain. If you have to write down silk and porcelain at this point, like, I can't help you. He can't help you. And then finally, you have Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is known for its horses, figs, and bananas. What? I want Southeast Asia, but those stars coming from there. Southeast Asia, you need to know bananas, because that is going to create a population increase on what continent? Yeah, guys. Okay. We already talked. Oh, diaspora communities. I would absolutely put a box around this. This is something AP loves. What is a diasporic community? Andreas.
It's communities where traders go to like foreign places and they marry the like local women or people. So then they
It's women, because it's like chicks aren't leaving home. We're trapped. We're trapped at home.
and then they can be like embedded in this society to trade more.
Perfection. Yes. Diasporic communities are when people leave their traditional culture, go somewhere else, and it's 99% of the time for trade reasons, to facilitate trade, to start a new trade route, to start a connection. They're marrying the local culture by marrying a local, okay? That gets them a foot in the door. If your dad's a trader and I marry the cute daughter, now I have a connection with a local trader that allows my business to grow. The most important thing is going to create syncretism. And what is syncretism? What do you got, Sarge?
Oh, I was just going to ask how it benefits.
Because you're bringing in new things, new ideas. You're typically exporting it to somewhere else, so it may open a new trade route, those types of things. What do you got, Wade?
I
Me too.
I know I have the answer.
What is
It's
syncretism?
the mixture of religions and cultures.
Yeah. So what would be an example of syncretism? It doesn't have to be in Africa. It could be anything that I've taught you. Reese. Neo-Confucian is a bomb answer. What's another one? Bella? What's a blending?
What?
Give me a blending.
Could you say in the Americas, like mixing races?
No.
Well, couldn't you say that like Spanish mixing?
Yeah, you could do the Virgin Guadalupe is a beautiful example. Nice. Evan? No. Yeah, Evan. Why are you looking at me like I said something wrong?
No, I'm trying to.
I'm looking at
I know,
you,
I'm trying
and
to-
I said your name correctly, and
Yeah.
you like flinched like I shot you.
No, I'm just Buddhism. Isn't like a.
Buddhism is not, but Neo-Buddhism is.
Neo-Buddhism.
Zen Buddhism is. Oh, you're just going to shout out after I said it? Emily, what do you got? There you go. Okay, Sikhism, which is a blending of Islam and Hinduism, is also syncretism. So the blending of things is all because of diasporic communities. All right. Malacca. Malacca is super unique. Malacca is in the trade business, but they're not trading. What are they doing, Ford?
Control the Strait of Malacca and just like tax the ships that go through.
Yeah, they're just making money off ships going through. Because where is the Strait of Malacca, Ford? It's between what two destinations? China and India, which are the two major destinations along the Silk Road, and of course the Indian Ocean Basin. So it is that connection. All right. Trans-Saharan. Yes. Are we glad? Are we glad? How much time do I have? 3 minutes? Nice. All right, Trans-Saharan. It opens up because of what, Maggie? Oh, my girl's going to crush it on the camel questions on this AP exam. Maggie's got it. Here we go. It is open because of camels. It is going to connect West Africa to the Middle East and to the Somali city-states. It is going to facilitate trade. Now, the biggest empires on the Trans-Saharan trade is Malay. There are two major leaders you need to know from Malay. The first one is who? Sundita. And what is he famous for, Sailor? He converts to attract trade. He converts to Islam to attract trade. Does it work?
Yes.
Hell yes, it does. His grandson is who, Roth? Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa is famous for going on a pilgrimage or a Hajj, and he goes and he chucks what everywhere? Gold, and it devalues gold worldwide. Lets people know that, hey, Africa is on fleek. Look at all this gold. I'll make it rain. Okay? Bye.
Did we get through?
Sundita. No. But we're pretty
Yeah,
close.
left.
We're pretty close.
Is unit 3 along tomorrow?
I have no idea. I don't look unless I need to look.
So you won't look at the first period tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely.